back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. And welcome back to Mental Health and Makeup Wednesdays. Today's episode is extra exciting because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. It was also Mental Health Awareness Month last week, but I didn't realize until today that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm so happy that there's an entire month dedicated to mental health awareness because I think so many people struggle with mental health issues and anxiety and depression and just don't talk about it. And I think the more we talk about it, the more we feel less alone. So I definitely wanted to shout that out. But for today's topic in particular, I wanted to talk about how we're going to go about returning to normal after this lockdown ends. I live in New York City. We're still a long way from our lockdown ending, but I'm seeing places all over the country getting closer to a place they can reopen. And honestly, thinking about going back to normal and going outside again and going to businesses makes me so anxious. So I wanted to talk to you today about how I am planning to not be scared to leave my house again, because as of right now, I am still scared. If that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. All right, so if you are a true makeup and mental health stan and you have seen all of my makeup and mental health episodes, then you will know that going outside is something that just makes me a little anxious on the regular. I get nervous in social situations, going to large social gatherings. I just have a lot of social anxiety. So throw a pandemic in the mix and my social anxiety is just through the roof. But now that we're getting to the point where places are starting to reopen and reopening is closer in the future than it was a couple months ago, I'm having to sit in the reality that I'm going to have to start going outside again, that I'm going to hopefully want to start going outside again. And how do I do that without having a panic attack once I'm outside? New York in particular is still not in a great place. We're a lot better than we were a couple months ago, but we're still not in a good place at all. So just thinking about going outside and being around people still makes me very, very nervous, but I don't want to get to a place where I never go outside again. Obviously, this was a big traumatic experience for all of us. I think it's going to take us a while to recover from this trauma, just as a nation, as the planet, really, because it happened everywhere, not just in the US. So clearly it's gonna take us a while to get past this trauma, but I just don't want to get to a place where I don't go outside weeks and weeks after it's okay to go outside, you know? And I'm afraid I'm gonna get there. I don't want to, so today I wanted to talk about what my plan is to not be anxious about going outside again when things reopen. I think another reason that I'm so anxious about going back to normal and everything is because I'm already an incredibly cautious person, like to a fault on the regular. I wash my hands constantly, no matter what. I am always taking extra health precautions. I won't touch anything when I'm out in public. I'm really like extra cautious about hygiene. I am always just nervous about getting sick and contracting something anyways. So throw a pandemic into the mix and I am terrified all the time. So now I'm in a strange position where I already, even before all of this, have to tell myself to relax when it comes to being extra cautious about my health because I am cautious to a fault, because I am cautious to an extreme. So now we're at a point where the level of caution that I normally take is what the government is encouraging everyone to take. So now I'm encouraging myself and I'm telling myself in my head that I need to take it to an even further extreme because my regular extreme is my standard level. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm explaining this well. What I'm trying to say is that I'm already extra nervous about contracting things and about getting sick and about taking care of my hygiene and everything. So now that that's like just a regular thing that everybody is doing, I feel like I'm not doing enough. Like if I'm not constantly worried about taking care of hygiene and taking care of my health and being extra cautious, then I'm not doing enough and I'm going to inevitably get sick. So that's basically where the fear of returning to normal comes from. My normal is already extra cautious and now I need to be extra cautious, and I fear that I won't be cautious enough and I will inevitably get sick, which I know is an irrational fear because I am already so cautious. And I've just been trying to tell myself that as long as I follow the guidelines that are given to us by the CDC and that are given to us by our leaders, then I will be okay. And I just keep having to repeat that to myself because you know what? It is good that I'm already extra cautious and that hopefully puts me in a position to be better prepared now. But I need to know that I don't need to take it to an extreme and like stop going outside altogether in order to be safe. You know what I mean? Obviously, again, I'll probably say this 1,000 times during this video, New York City is not at a place where we're even close to being ready to open yet. So I definitely am not going to jump the gun. I'm not just gonna be like, there's nothing to be afraid of and hop right outside. But when we do get to the place where things are okay and the governor tells us and the mayor tells us that it's okay to start going outside and to start going places again, I don't want to be the person that stays inside for an extra 3 months because I'm so afraid. Don't mind me just heating up my lash curler. Let me open up the floor to you guys. Are you afraid about going back to normal? Are you afraid about having to go back to work, having to go back to school, having to just go out and live your life possibly the same way as before this all happened? Does that make you nervous? Does it make you anxious? Or am I alone in this? I know I'm not alone in this. That's the whole point of mental health awareness, man. You're never, never, never alone. But please do let me know down below if this is something that's also been making you anxious, because it has certainly been weighing on me. And if it is a topic that's been making you anxious, what have you been doing to mentally prepare yourself for going back to normal? You should just assume there's air quotes every time I say normal, because I don't think we will ever return to the same normal that we had before all this started. What are you doing to mentally prepare yourself to going back to normal? Or is it just something you're not worried about? And if it is, please tell me how you don't worry, because I do not know how to not worry. I feel like I'm probably going to be the person that's still wearing a mask like even 3 months from now, and that's something I'm totally okay with, because I feel like that is something that is going to help me feel safe even beyond the point where we're being told that it's safe by our leaders. And there's a lot of places where people do just wear masks all the time. People in other countries that have higher pollution rates, they wear masks all the time anyways. I think that wearing a mask is something that we need to normalize, because that way people will be more apt to wear them. People won't feel weird about wearing them, even when it is legal for people to go into businesses without wearing them again. I don't know how it is where you guys live, but in New York, you can't enter a public space without wearing a mask. So if you need to go grocery shopping, you have to wear a mask to go inside. I think you even have to just be wearing one to go outside. I've definitely seen people not following that rule, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be wearing it everywhere. So I hope that that's something we continue to do even after they say it's safe to go out again, because I know that that'll give me a lot of peace of mind when going outside again. Even if it's not something that everybody keeps doing, I think I will definitely keep doing it, at least for a few months after this is all over. Another thing that I also want to continue reminding myself of that I did when I was going over my resolutions for the year, I referenced before that I've always, not always, but within the past year, I've kind of developed sort of a like fear of going out in social situations. Not like a legitimate fear, just like an extreme anxiety towards social situations. Social anxiety, yes, that's what it is. So I already made it my resolution for this year to be a little more fearless in that, and to keep reminding myself that if I never go out and do anything, I will have a lot more regrets than I would if I went out and did something and had a bad experience, you know? Because for every 100 times I go outside, 99 and a half times everything is fine. I have very few bad experiences going out and about in social situations. But of course the bad experiences are always the ones that stick in your head. They're always the loudest voice that's screaming at you when you're nervous to go out in social situations, right? And at first I was like, you know what, that same thing doesn't apply now, because now there's an actual reason to be scared to go out and about. Now it's not just my irrational fears. Now there's an actual disease that is going around that is making it unsafe to go outside. But despite that, I do think that it's still okay to use that argument on myself, that if I never go out and do anything, then I will have more regrets than I do go out and something bad happens. And of course, I'm going to continue to be cautious. Like I said, you're gonna see me wearing a mask in July. I don't care how hot it is. I will have facial mask tan lines all summer long. I do not care. I just want to be safe. But I don't think I need to take it so far that I don't go outside at all, you know? Because what help is that doing to anyone? That's, if anything, will have a negative effect on my mental health. I think it already has. I feel like I hit a slump in like the middle of April. Like once it got to like April, I was like, wow, we're really never going outside again, huh? And I just kind of accepted it. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to go outside. I'm excited to go outside. I'm willing to wait until it's safe. I'm not going to break any rules to go outside. But when it's time, I think I will be ready to go. And I think I want to definitely try to return to some sort of normal, whether that's just like going to the grocery store a little more regularly again and not having to spend extra money on Instacart, or whether that's just like taking longer walks. I think I've taken one walk in the last like 2 months just because it hasn't been safe and we've been scared and there's too many people outside and people don't wear masks when they're supposed to, and it's just like, can't stay inside forever, you know? I'm sorry if this video is really rambly or comes across really rambly. I'm just kind of trying to talk out loud to myself about how I need to proceed and about how I need to prepare myself mentally for going back to normal. If you have any advice to give me, if you have anything that you have been doing to mentally prepare yourself, is this something that you are even anxious about, or is this such an irrational fear that it's obvious to everyone but me? I don't know. I feel like that's how irrational fears go. You say something out loud and then you evaluate the look on people's faces and you're like, oh my god, is this an irrational fear? I thought this was a reasonable fear. Who knew? Ugh. But anyways, I'm gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine, we're all gonna be fine. We all will be able to return to some sort of normal with success, and everything is going to be great, and we are going to find success in our lives. We will not be scared, we will be fearless, but we will also be safe. That is gonna be my whole mantra for now until forever. But you know what, that's still a step in the right direction, because I'm always safe. I can count very, very few times in the last like 10 years that I haven't been incredibly cautious every time I step outside. But now I will also be fearless. As soon as I said the word fearless out loud, a voice in the back of my head said, you should be scared. How sad is that? Oh, that's such a bummer. I wish I didn't have that voice that said that to me, because I think fearlessness is a good thing. And fearlessness doesn't mean being stupid. It doesn't mean not being safe or not being cautious. It just means that you're not going to let potential fears and potential scary things keep you from ever doing anything, you know? So to that voice in the back of my head, unsubscribe, please, because I will be fearless and I will also be safe and you cannot stop me. All right, and with that, my friends, I have finished my makeup look and this takes us to the end of the video. Again, I apologize if I was a little rambly today. This is a topic that I'm just starting to explore. I'm just starting to have to explore, really, since things are just finally getting to a place where we can even think about possibly opening up. So I'm sure I will continue delving further into myself as the weeks progress, and I will keep you updated with how I am doing. And do not forget to leave comments down below. Let me know if this is a topic that's been making you anxious, if you have any experience with this before. Has anybody lived through a pandemic before and seen, can tell me how it is to try to go back to normal afterwards? No, I haven't, because there hasn't been one since 1918, so unless you are 102 watching this video, you probably haven't. If you are 102 watching this video, congratulations. This is a huge feat, and I'm incredibly impressed by how long you have managed to live. That's excellent. Little boy, if you make it to the end of the video, you get to see me get goofy and not know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you so much for watching this video. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. I will be celebrating all month long and every month after that, because we love mental health on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great, safe, wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!